So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our series of planets through Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to understand Jupiter placement in the 8th house of your D-9 chart in Vedic Astrology, and what are going to be the results that are associated with this placement. Let's try to understand in this video. Now, before actually understanding the results, you need to understand what this 8th house, okay? Now, 8th house specifically represents many things. Specifically, I will tell you, the D9 chart of 8th house represents many things. This is the house which first of all bring or represent the transformations that is happening into your life after getting into relationships or after getting married. 8th house is also the most negative houses when it comes to studying or understanding the major setbacks into your life. So the planet which is actually posited in your 8th house have the first of all capability to bring major setback into your life. If you want to go for the timings, the Antardasha of that particular planet have the capacity to bring that event. Now, it's not necessary whether the negative event that is actually taking place because of the planet sitting up there have the capacity to take your mindset only in the negative side. Sometimes few setbacks which you are receiving in your life have the capacity to act as a boosting factor. So this might going to be taking you into the forward direction. That is seen through 8th house. But 100% planet which is sitting up there is going to create some setback into your life. If you want to deeply look, okay, now which area that part is coming, open up your natal birth chart and look where the sign of Sagittarius and Pisces are posited. So from that two areas, this is going to be interlinked with. 8th house of D9 also represents the joint asset creation and flourishment of the assets between a husband and wife. And this is also the house which shows the negative aspects like splitting of joint assets. Now, why splitting of joint asset is happening? It's because of the separation. It's because of divorces. So alimony is actually going away. So this negative part is also seen through this house. Energy concentration, if it is going to be very, very high in this 8th house or the 8th house Lord energy concentration, I mean to say energy concentration, if it is with more than 2 to 3 malefics, severely hemmed with malefics or debilitated, then it represents the charming factor or karmic factor is also going to be present up there. 8th house also actually have the capacity to bring many sudden events into your life which are beyond your imagination. Like the events which first of all not in your hand to gain control over. Because this is also the same house which if you count from the 7th house, it's actually going 2 places away. So if you look from the Navamsha Kundli, the 7th house is actually becoming the spouse characteristics, partner. So that 2nd house represents their assets also. It represents the combined thing, okay? So whatever the combination of a husband and wife, it's actually seen through that part. Even planet behavior in the 8th house also represents whether you are having the compromising nature or not. Because marriage is an event which is going to be based over the compromise over 2 people. Many things as a husband and wife you might need to compromise. You might need to share something with the other one. You might need to sleep together on a bed, okay, and the other person might not be able to do the compromises. So what is that behavior? That part is also going to be studied from this 8th house. And this represents many other things. Now, when the planet, like first of all Brihaspati, Devguru Brihaspati, actually comes into this 8th house, any negative event, as which the negative event I'm using the word here major setback. So the major setbacks that are actually coming because of this Brihaspati Graha, Jupiter have the capacity to take it as the most important lifelong learning lesson. And even the biggest learnings in your life will eventually going to be coming through this 8th house. And if Jupiter is the planet of wisdom and knowledge is present up there, so the wisdom and knowledge specifically with regards to the 8th house related events will going to flow towards you. and it's actually going to be flowing you towards in the practical manner. It's not like that going to school will help you to learn the knowledge of marriage. It's practicality of the relationship. Practicality of the marriage is going to actually taught you this kind of a thing. Jupiter is also a very wonderful or like scientific planet when it comes to the farsightedness or the future planning. Future planning not in the way where husband and wife, they are planning to buy a new home, property, or maybe their career where we are going to live. It's actually the joint planning of the complete family. It also includes the planning of the children and how you have the capacity to actually handle these major transformations. Major transformations coming in the form of a childbirth, maybe marriage, change of location, change of job. So how you are capable enough to handle that transformations is seen through 8th house. Now, if the dignity of this graha, this Jupiter is extremely weak in the 8th house, person will not be able to take its energy in the positive way. And that is where the criticism factor will also going to be coming because of this Jupiter. Like it's like complaining because of the fault of other people. But if you are having benefics, I will tell you, in the 8th house, this can also sprout the layer of ego, double layer of ego inside you. So here person might not be able to initially admit the mistakes which they have done in their life. And specifically this Dev Guru Brahaspati, this is that spurging ego. And that is where that lack of admitting their own mistakes or their own failures can also be seen with this graha. Here I will also request you one simple remedy. If you are having the benefics in the 8th house, I request you to take your financial journey very seriously. Because with the malefics in the 8th house, that strictness or that seriousness part is going to be 100% up there. But when it comes to the benefic association, then it's going to be very challenging for these people to actually mediate or look into the perspective of a vision for next 10, 15 or 20 years. Benefics in the 8th house tend to lose its grip slowly over the passage of time. So initially, suppose you start there, your next 5 years of initial marriage and married life is good, and then the sudden breakages start happening in the career and in the financial journey. So that is the negative side of the benefics if they are in the 8th house. On the positive side, benefic also have the capacity to bring lot of fortunate events, because it's actually the D-9 chart, okay? It's the 9th division. If you divide a zodiac sign into 9 equal parts, so it's that 9th division. So it's also the chart of your bhagya, fortune. So planets are also bound to give good results even if they are posited in the like 8th, 6th or the 12th houses. So initially, as I'm using the word here, major setback, with this Jupiter, there are possibilities these are coming because of your gurus, teachers, father, mother, even sometime your paternal side family also, that also have the capacity to bring these kind of major setbacks into your life. Now, Jupiter actually have the capacity to build a goop around it. Goop like, I will not forgive or I will not forget if something bad have happened. And that is where you will see that sort of a trauma, or you can call it whatever you want, Jupiter is bound to carry forward in the forward direction. It's like you are binding a stone of 20 kg upon your chest. You are tightly binding it together and then you are carrying it forward. Now here, most of the time, if the dignity is becoming very weak, and if for example your 8th house lord is also in the negative associations with more than 2 malefics, as I initially told you, then there is also going to be lack of guidance and lack of knowledge. You can also call it as a lack of awareness, like no one is going to taught you or teach you these kind of values. Jupiter is not it's although a family oriented graha, but it's not the planet that have the capacity to actually enhance the love and these kind of aspects. And that is where the initial love life is going to get faded away if the financial instability is going to be coming up there. Apart from this thing, 8th house also represents how both husband and wife have the capacity to handle some events. It may be negative or positive. And as I told you, it also represents the compromising nature, like whether you have the capacity to do compromise or not. Now, when it comes to horoscope matchmaking, compatibility analysis between a husband and a wife, you must need to analyze the 5th house of Navamsha and the 8th house of Navamsha. Look into the planets which are actually present up there. Because if you are having benefic in the 8th house, make sure to marry a person with the malefic graha. Like if you are having Jupiter, marry a person with the Mangal or Shani, Mars or Saturn. If you are having Jupiter with some more benefic, maybe Jupiter Mercury, then go with more malefics. Because understand one thing here, the dynamic part of the relationship and marriage is also going to be surviving based over the compromising nature. Now what is happening if the intensity is same, like if you having the benefic, other person is having benefic, or you are having malefic, other person is also having the malefic, it become very difficult for you to adjust with each other energy. Then the compromising part is going to be fading away. And that is where in the initial stages, it's very important for you to do matchmaking or to actually analyze the charts together. This will eventually help you to create more better predictions. Even if you are married, try to look into both of these houses. This will help you to show the mediation part, like what decisions, what financial decision making we both want to take. Sometime I have seen during the couple consultations, few couples have the capacity to flourish their joint assets in the much rapid manner, whereas few couple they have their joint assets in the fixed deposit form, or maybe sometime buying a property, but even after they are selling the property after 10 years, they are not reaping even a single penny, or they are not getting much profits out of their joint asset. Now that 8th house energy also represents whether there are certain obstructions in the flourishment of your joint assets or not. Because I told you the extreme end, the negative part is the separation, where the joint assets are actually getting separated away in the form of a divorces or separation. So that part you can also predict specifically using this single house. Okay, so this is the house which is actually going to be revolving around many other things into your life. It's better, I will tell you, it's much better, even if there are two malefic associations more, first of all, not to study 8th house all alone. Whenever you are trying to study houses in Vedic astrology, try to study the complete axis. Because I have deeply stressed in all my videos, all my marriage playlist videos as well, whenever you are analyzing relationships and marriage, please don't solely look into 8th house. It's actually connected with the 2nd house, so try to analyze the axis in the complete manner. Same thing applicable to the D-9 chart, try to analyze the 2nd and 8th axis. If there is one benefic Jupiter in 8th, you are having Saturn in the 2nd, this actually have the capacity to cancel out that yogas. So this have the capacity to create a balance up there. It's better if the Jupiter is alone up there, or like not in conjunction with many other planets. Because if many planets are actually going to be surrounding this 8th house, it also shows the difficulties in the choices which you are going to be making after marriage. First difficulty is going to be choosing a partner, because Jupiter sometime is going to be setting standards very high. I told you it's failure to compromise. So Jupiter will set the standards very high. So Jupiter will then going to be creating difficulties in the marriage. So there are also going to be, I told you, because benefic like Jupiter tend to spurge the ego. So it's like that I'm that person, so it's like me most of the time. This is the most negative trait of the Jupiter. Otherwise, this have the capacity to actually give you flourishment and even success, marital success over the passage of time. But I request you to take duly D1 and D9 charts into consideration before interpreting the full results into your life. So I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you are having any queries, any consultations with regards to your planetary placements in the D9 chart, please drop me an email and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Also make sure to subscribe my channel below and hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can also send me super thanks if you find this video is contributing or adding to your knowledge. You can please do send me super thanks, and you can follow me on Instagram, and I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye and Hare Krishna.